Welcome back to Edgework, part of the Hammer Betting Network, presented by FanDuel. I'm Zack Phillips, joined by Alex Moretto and So Money here on this Friday morning to kick off what is a actual decent-sized slate heading into the weekend. I feel like we usually get screwed over on these Fridays where it's like 2, 3 games, maybe not that great, but today we at least get a bunch of games to talk about, regardless of what you or the gentlemen here on this panel think of the quality of them. There's hockey on TV tonight, and to me, that is a positive. Also a positive, a 5-1 night last night for this Edgework team. 6 best bets. The only one we lose is Vancouver, Vegas over 5.5. That one finishes with 4. Vegas wins 3-1 there. But otherwise, across the board, we win Colorado, San Jose under 6.5. Boston, Edmonton, under 6, -105. We'll give Moretto an opportunity to victory lap in a moment. Penguins, moneyline, +135. Penguins, Preds, over 6, -105. And obviously, finally there, Blues, Lightning, under 6, -115. Moretto, I said I would let you victory lap. Yesterday, you were being told, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You did it. You threw out an under in that Boston-Edmonton game there. How are you feeling today after seeing that one get through the uprights?
That's why you don't give in to peer pressure. Oilers unders are back. Oilers unders are back. Flyers unders are canceled until further notice. Thankfully, that price drifted significantly before the show. We were unable to give it out. Whew. Never been happier to miss out on a bet on the show. Unfortunately, did not miss out on it in real life and did bet it myself. Never stood a chance. That Flyers goaltending situation is a mess, and I think that's probably what's going to be holding this team back for making the playoffs, I would say.
Fair enough. So money. There's a double-edged sword here last night with this loss in Vancouver, Vegas. Obviously, you and Moretto had a double best bet on the over 5.5 there, but this is also your Canucks who take a loss last night. How are you feeling after that one? I don't want to focus on the negative. We did go 5-1, guys, like 5-1 on the day, but we got to point these things out when they don't go our way as well.
Yeah, the Canucks. They actually started out well. I thought that Hill did a good job keeping that game at 1-0. You never know what can happen at 2-0. That game probably opens up a lot more. But yeah, it was just there's long-term concern here for the Canucks. We've talked about it, but it is concerning. A little annoyed with that loss because I thought that game should have opened up more than it did, but we went 5-1. We're gonna focus on the 5 wins right now.
All right. Yes, let's focus on the 5 wins. And we'll also hope to get a bunch more wins here tonight with the games that we've got ahead of us. If you're watching in the chat right now and you're going to be interested in participating in the Anytime Goal Scorer Parlay at the end of the show, send your favorite goal scorers throughout the entire slate during the show. We'll pick them off and we'll save them for the end. We'll go through and then we'll decide what goes into the Friday Parlay as well. If you're watching and you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe here to the channel. And if you're watching on Twitter and you want to participate, easiest way to do so is by heading over to the Edgework HQ YouTube channel and participating there. But as we get into our games here today, you guys know it, or at this point, if you don't know it, I mean, you're probably just new here to the channel because those of you who come back every day, you're well aware hockey season is in full swing, and with FanDuel, you can turn a little hunch into a true power play. FanDuel has the hottest same-game parlays found in the Parlay Hub. You can lace them up and follow your bets with player prop tracking or bet on the fly with the Pulse. Make every NHL watching experience more with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers kick off the season with $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet. You'll get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Please play responsibly. Must be 19 plus, physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600. Visit connectsontario.ca. All right. Plenty of games here today, boys. We got a bunch to get through, bunch to break down, and maybe a bunch of best bets as well. If the chat has questions about the games, send those in here for us, and we will try to answer them as we go through. But let's start with Carolina, Washington. The Hurricanes -146, Caps +122. Seeing a total of 5.5 on FanDuel right now. 6 is out there elsewhere, but -138 to the over, +112 under right now. Moretto, is this game intriguing to you at all here tonight?
It is, and I do have a bet on this game. I think that this is a disrespectful number towards the Capitals, and I say that as someone who is still high on the Canes. Like the Caps keep rolling, and we're getting a discount here. I think a little bit of a discount because of the back-to-back losses. I say a little bit of a discount because I still just think the market isn't where it needs to be on Washington, and I don't know what the reluctance is to get there. In my opinion, they've shown everything they need to show for me to just fully be on board. Like they are in that elite tier of teams right now to me. And yeah, I mean, they come off back-to-back losses, but like there was no drop off at all in those games for them. They played really well, and it happens in this league. Sometimes you play well and don't win. It happens every single night. I'm not concerned about them at all. I do think the Canes are a very good team, but I do think this price is a little bit showing a little bit too much respect to them. They haven't been as dominant lately. Their play has dropped a little bit. Also, they've been at home a ton. 9 of their last 11 are at home, and they haven't been as good on the road. But I'm not going to sit here and nitpick, Carolina. Like they are a great team, obviously. But the reality is, I think this number is just a little bit too high on them, and we're getting a little bit of a decent price on Washington.
All right, so Washington, what is the number specifically that you're looking here for on the Caps on it? I guess 122 is pretty much like best that you were finding out there.
Yeah, there's
right
like
now.
some like 124, 126, but like for the most part, yeah, 122 is fine. I'm fine with that. We can do that for sure.
All right. As I'm about to lock this one in, just a last opportunity, so money. Do you disagree with this play that's getting locked in at all?
I'm not on it, but I don't disagree. And yeah, I think that I generally agree with the thoughts on the Capitals. I've become high on them as well. I do have a play in this game though. I did play the under 6. Um, what I like here is that Carolina on the road, they play a little bit differently, and they don't generate as much as they do at home. Also, Washington probably they're coached well enough to understand that they need to get back to more of a defensive game that they've lost the last little bit here. So I think that there's going to be an emphasis on that, especially against another good team that they're playing. So I did play the under up to minus 120 is fine for me, and I think that it's in both teams' best interest here to tighten this game up. The other note about Washington, I'm gonna delay a little bit before you lock it in because the Washington price is gonna get better right now. So
Okay.
just wait a minute before you lock in Washington.
Okay.
You should have told
Someone
me
sent
that
in.
like a minute ago.
Oh, did you already lock it in?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
When you said I got no opposition, I'm just not on it. I clicked the button and it went in.
Oh man.
All right, it's all right. For those in the chat, hopefully you guys are able to get it. But yeah, we grabbed that one at plus.
I was just trying to delay long enough.
Yeah, I appreciate
Wait,
that.
when you said
Someone sent in.
No, I was like, okay, yeah. Sorry, Moretto.
The Canes, honestly, it's the Canes take money.
They take money. Yeah,
They
exactly.
take money every game. Like
Yeah.
I figured you figure that's going to come. I think are consistently taking money, and honestly, Washington has been bet against still a decent amount. We're still
Yeah.
seeing them not get market support at all. So like, not at all surprising. I probably should have mentioned that honestly, because yeah, the Canes literally get bet on every single game someone sends out for them. So it is what it is.
It is what it is. We bet teams, not numbers, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
we're on the Caps. That's it. No, but in all seriousness, make sure you get the best number there. Take these guys' advice on that. We did lock in plus 122. That's my fault. I was quick on the trigger on that one. A couple good comments here that I thought were
And the
funny
under.
early. And the under, yes, sorry. Under 6 minus 120 was also locked in there. We have a Slytherin crest. I created a sticky note saying Flyers are not an under team. And Rob Holden says cassette tapes were a thing last time the Flyers had any goaltending.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, go ahead, somebody.
No, we talked about this yesterday, right? Like if you take out goaltending, the Flyers are a dead under team, right? But you can't take out goaltending, and then now you're looking at
Yeah.
totals of like 5.5. So, I mean, it's tough. Like like they haven't figured out the goaltending for years. Well, maybe they did, but then that idiot went off. So yeah, so uh, they they've had goaltending idiot they've had goaltending problems for years.
Goaltending idiots. Two best bets here to start off, and Sam is annoyed that now we want to like the Caps. Took us this long to get there, but we did. We did, Sam. Let's keep going here. The game everyone in the hockey world is anticipating tonight, the Matt Murray return, likely, maybe, against the Buffalo Sabres. Leafs minus 164, Buffalo plus 136 on FanDuel right now. 5.5 is the 6.5, excuse me, is the total we're getting. Plus 110 to the over, minus 134 to the under. So money when you're taking a look at this game side total. Is this justified where the numbers are currently sitting right now, or do you have any interest? What are your thoughts on this one?
As his buddy joins the chat.
Yeah, I know.
Jeez.
Perfect timing.
Why do we allow this guy, man? Yeah, it's the Leafs are inflated. They shouldn't be at this number right now, but we're talking about the Buffalo Sabres as well, right? Like, did this comes down to that situation with the Rangers and Nashville the other night, right? Like, yeah, you want to bet the Rangers, you want to bet the Sabres, but can you really at this point with the way that with where these teams are going? I will pass, even though I think that the Leafs they're pretty inflated here at this point. But I can't get myself on the Sabres here.
Moretto.
And this could also be a game where like the Leafs. We've been wanting to fade the Leafs for like a little bit here. This would be the kind of game that that they do struggle. Now I'm not low on the Leafs long term, but I think that I've got a pretty good view of them long term. But in their current form, I wouldn't mind betting against the Leafs, but not against Buffalo though.
That was what I was going to ask Moretto here. Moretto was brought up, I think, especially through the last week, but like, hey, we're going to have chances to fade the Leafs. Is this one of those chances for you?
I am low on the Leafs long term. No, I'm kidding. I don't see how this is like the same. It is the same as the Rangers situation where like I don't know what number I would actually need to stomach a bet on the Sabres. I don't know if that number exists, or well, it exists, but I don't know if it's a realistic number we'd ever see. Is how I guess how I would put that. Like Dahlin back tonight. It sounds like he'll be back. He is on ice for optional skate. He said he was ready to return, so I would expect him back. Let's see if that makes a difference. Obviously, he hasn't played at all during this long losing streak. If it's Matt Murray, maybe you know something I don't. I would just have assumed that Murray would have gone tomorrow in the second half of the back-to-back and then Wall tonight. But, like, I don't know. Maybe it's the other way around. If it is Murray, then, like, Murray in Dahlin, I still don't know if I could do it on the Sabres. I would definitely be able to do it on an over, though, probably at that point if we got a Matt Murray start. So we'll have to monitor there. As of right now, I literally cannot stomach a Sabres bet. I don't know. They're just a disaster. This it's a little bit different than the Rangers situation because you can't just fade this Sabres to generational wealth because the market hasn't exactly hated them like it has, or the market hasn't exactly respected them still like it has the Rangers. Yeah. And now we're seeing that. We'll get to that game later, but we're seeing that Rangers respect go away in a hurry here. So that's kind of faded out a little bit too. But the Sabres never quite had that market respect. So we missed out an opportunity to fade them on Tuesday. And now I can't fade them here, but I definitely can't back them either.
Yeah. I don't know anything. It's like, it's more so just everything, like where there's smoke, there's fire kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And there has been so much Murray's back, Murray's called up, Murray's set to return. And it's like, okay, is this the game that they decide to put him in? Do they wait till tomorrow when the Leafs play the Islanders? It's like, I don't know if you're gonna pick one. Maybe this is just the spot that they go into. AS asks, forget price and bets. Are the Leafs winning tonight? Fuck, dude, I don't know. Like this team, it gives me more confidence that they would find a way to win. Like they just win games that they're not supposed to, which is also not something they've done before. And in these games against crappier teams, even when they play crappy, they've still found a way to win in them, which doesn't make me feel like going back to seasons past watching the Leafs where I'm like, this is a loss. Like Arizona plus 400, like hammer it with everything you've got. -1.5 Arizona. It's not those anymore. Yeah, they could lose here tonight. I'm not trying to say that, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same.
Or do we take Rob's advice here? Martingale the Sabres until they win.
We'll get it back at some point, right?
At one point, they're not going to go
they can't win. They can't lose every
the rest
game.
Of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Okay, so stay off of that one. Let's go next. Blues, Panthers, St. Louis plus 240, Florida -300. 5.5 is the total, -114. Over -106. Under. This kind of does feel like a big number here on St. Louis. I know Florida has been able to flex their muscle and say, this is who we are. And, you know, we saw that with games against the Leafs a few weeks ago, the game against the Oilers, where they kind of show up and say, hey, don't forget about us. We are still the Florida Panthers. But 240 here against the Blues tonight, Moretto. Is this like pique any kind of interest for you on the number? Does this feel too big? Like, what are your thoughts on where we're seeing this one priced right now?
No, I think the Panthers are rolling again, and St. Louis is really hitting a wall. Again, I talked about how their new coach bump is completely faded, and they're just not playing good again. They look kind of like the team we thought they were. Yeah, this Panthers team is really rounding into form again. Like the offense is ticking up. Since the end of November, they are top 5 in expected goals at 5-on-5. So we've really seen them start to generate a lot more than they were earlier on, where they're just sort of relying on their like elite finishing. Now it has turned around, and they're generating a ton. Blues are giving up a lot. They're relying a lot on goaltending to keep them in games. I'm not sure what they do here after Binnington started again last night, but then was pulled, and then Hofer came in. Do they go to Hofer? Do they give Binnington a chance to bounce back? I don't really know. A tough situation on a back-to-back, so I'm going to see how they handle that. I would think that they would go to Hofer, but like they basically split the game last night, so I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect there. Blues PK is also really bad, and Panthers power play is really good. That being said, like Panthers don't really give up much at all defensively, and I don't like this Blues offense. I don't trust this Blues offense. They're basically a one-line team. Goaltending has let Florida down, so their defensive numbers maybe don't look as good as they have been, just because of the fact that they haven't been getting the saves. I don't think I can get on board with this total being at 5.5, even though I know that that's how both teams want to play. They both want to play low scoring, like defensive, defense first games. Definitely how they want to play, but I don't think they're capable of playing that way right now, just because of the fact that Florida hasn't been able to get the goaltending, and St. Louis just hasn't been able to get the defense. So I would lean over depending on what we get here for a goaltending matchup, but like until I know who's going, I've got nothing.
So,
Money, where are you at here on this game?
So I did play the under, and I played it at 5.5. So the Panthers are not a 5.5 team, right? But in this situation, I am making them a 5.5 team. Sam Bennett didn't take the morning skate; it was optional, but one of the beat writers seems to think that it's going to be that he's probably going to be out. For the Blues, we've talked about their lack of production on offense. They don't generate anything. Their power play stinks. I would suspect that we see Binnington back in goal. That's the way that I would be playing this. And if we don't get Binnington, I still don't think we're going to get to a 6 in this game. So I did bet the under 5.5. Alex touched on it as well, that both teams do want to tighten it up. Florida has scored 6 goals their last 2 games. Obviously, that's concerning, but neither of those 2 games were kind of neither of those 2 games were high event games. If you if you look at the chances generated. So I feel comfortable with the 5.5. And even though Florida's on a 5.5 team, so I did bet the 5.5 there.
5.5 minus 105. Good. Here's some money for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There you go. So many locks in under 5.5 minus 105. Charles says flu going around the team. Bennett going to miss today. That is our Panthers insider here in the chat. The guy who gives us all the Florida information that we need throughout the course of the show. So take that for what you will. But that is the third best bet of the day locked in. We got more games to get to, some more opportunities for bets here tonight. And we'll close out with the anytime goal scorer parlay. Next up, Les Habitants and the Detroit Red Wings. Montreal plus 132. Detroit minus 160. 6.5. The total plus 110. Over. Minus 134. Under on that 6.5. Moretto, you versus Knish here tonight. How you feeling ahead of this game?
Oh God, when you put it that way, I get a little nervous. So both teams are off kind of somewhat misleading wins. Not even misleading in the case of the Habs, but like I don't think there's much you can take from that game just because the Sabres are a mess. Obviously, the Habs, it was the power play that did a lot of their damage there too. In the case of Detroit, they were bad against the Flyers. Urson was just worse. Wings should win here. They've been pretty consistently good against sort of weaker teams. I do think that this number is nothing that I have interest in betting when it comes to Detroit. Almost makes me a little bit more intrigued in Montreal. Like this is going to be probably the Montembeault, and we're getting Montembeault's confirmed and Talbot's been likely confirmed, which is a good goaltending matchup. And the way the Wings have played defensively against these sort of weaker teams, they have given up very little. And the Habs at 5-on-5 haven't been generating a whole lot either. You know, Detroit, not exactly a high volume offense. I think Carrier, it's not something that like I'm saying, is pushing me towards that under or anything like that. But if he's able to go here and stuff, he does round out that top four really well. They needed someone on the right side of that top four. They've consistently had guys like Gulier Matheson playing on their offside. Carrier is good in his own end. Barron is very much not. He's under an NHLer. So yeah, Wings still a low volume offense. They give up very little. I do like an under here. And I just want to see if this, like the over took a little bit of money and I kind of want to see if it keeps going that way. But like, I don't know if the six, there's 105, minus 105s there. I don't know if they're widely available depending on what you have available to yourself. But yeah, I do like an under at that price with Montembeault confirmed and Talbot now going because I don't really like Lyon. You're on mute.
Wonderful. You can do a 6 minus 106 there on FanDuel, so we can grab that. You go to game props, go to flat lines, and then you can find the under 6 there at minus 106 for today's game. So we'll lock that one in. So, Money, do you have any other additional thoughts here on this Habs Red Wings game tonight?
Yeah, we'll have to go head to head here a bit. I do I do like this over. If you look at it holistically, Detroit doesn't give up much, but I think that they're trending in a direction where their games are starting to open up a little bit more. And I don't know if that's by design or if that's just the way that the game script has played out. Because as Alex mentioned the other day, that Philly Detroit game was well on its way to be an under, and then it just kind of blew up there. So stuff like that, it does give me pause. But when I look at this game, it's not. Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah. When I look at this game, it does. I can't see either team focusing on defense. Usually, what you see. When a team is stepping up in class, they do want to focus on defense a little bit more. But I don't think either of these teams feel like that about each other. So a lot of times in these situations, both of them are just fine, just playing the way they want to play, and then let's see where let's get the chips fall where they may. But yeah, I played the over here. Montreal. Defensively, they're not. They don't profile as an over team, but another situation where I see Montreal trending a certain way, and I just want to get in front of that. Um, in the event that I'm right, I want to get in front of that, and if I'm not right, um, then I'm wrong.
Fair enough.
that's how it
I
goes.
can't dispute that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we won't lock anything in here as an official play on this. This will go down as a head-to-head between the two of you on the sheet. Just for those wondering, So Money and Moretto have only one that has settled. That was the Colorado-Seattle game on November 5th, where Moretto took the under 6.5. So Money took an over. That one cashed on the over, so Money is up 1-0. There are now two outstanding bets on their head-to-head card. Moretto has Ottawa Senators do not make the playoffs. So Money has yes, they make the playoffs. That one will take some time to resolve. And the final one is the one we just lock in here. Montreal, Detroit, Moretto going under 6. So Money going over 6. Yeah, Charles, who could forget that game? Honestly, me, I have no fucking idea. I'm like looking at these on like I remember you guys going head to head, but no, I don't know. So Money and Albert yet to conclude anything head to head. Just want to put that out there. The only thing that they have is the Sens make the playoffs as well. So Money, yes. Albert, no. I think Albert's just too scared to go against So Money on anything else. And Moretto is up 2-1 on Albert right now. He won the Mitchkov minutes, 14, over 14. Albert took the under in that one. That was on November 11th. And then Moretto also won the under 6.5 Ottawa-Utah game and lost the Washington-Florida game where Moretto had over, Albert had under. So 2-1 for Moretto there. That's your updated standings on the head-to-heads for the boys here. All right, let's go to the next game. The main reason Albert didn't actually show up here today, he was supposed to be on and then said, no, I can't do it. It's because the New York Rangers are playing and they are in absolute shambles. Rangers plus 158, Dallas Stars minus 192. 5.5 the total on FanDuel right now, minus 128 over, plus 104 under. So Money, when you see a line like this, does this start to make you feel like this is heading into the direction of like, okay, the Rangers are actually starting to be priced accordingly, or not quite yet?
I'm not betting this game, man. I can't. There's nothing I can do here. Yeah, I didn't spend much time on this game at all.
You said nothing for me.
Yeah, I ran the numbers on it. I knew I was gonna get an edge on the Rangers, but subjectively, I'm not gonna place that bet. So, yeah, I got nothing here, guys.
Moretto, do you have anything in this one?
No. So this is the fade the Rangers to generational wealth. I think the well is drying up just because of the fact that you're paying some insane prices at this point now. I definitely think the Stars win this game. But so does the market, very much so. And if you showed me this number a month ago or a month and a half ago, I would have arguably shit myself. So I just can't believe what we're seeing at this point. I can't disagree with it either, because how could you possibly want to bet the Rangers right now? Yeah, I don't know. I just nothing at all for me. I just don't even want. I want to pretend this game doesn't even exist, so I don't get lured into betting this number on the Stars.
This is the best comment for so far here. RW fan, I was just waiting to bring this one up. The Fire Drury, Lalonde, Yzerman, and Kevin Adams parlay. Stars money line, Habs money line, and Leafs money line plus 465 at FanDuel. The sorry it's the holidays, but today's your last day on the job parlay. Put that one together. Okay, so nothing there. Still remain at 3 best bets that we've given out here on the show today. Now, next game to go to Utah, Minnesota. The Utah Hockey Club plus 112, Minnesota minus 134. Total of 5.5 right now, minus 128 over, plus 104 under. Moretto, any interest for you here between these two teams tonight?
So Minnesota's getting pretty cheap now. Utah keeps getting bet. They're getting bet every single game, and like I didn't get it before. Right now, I can at least understand why they're getting a little bit of support because they are playing really well. Not just necessarily results, but like they're actually playing some pretty good hockey. But this is still not a great team, in my opinion. They're a young team. They're going to have their ups and downs. There is a downswing coming for sure. Yeah, they're feeling it right now. I get it. And like the Wild, maybe not so much. I do think we see a good response from the Wild here, though, where like Hines called out this team during practice the other day. They have lost 4-6. They've given up a lot more goals than they're used to. But like, I think maybe we're getting them pretty deflated. Like we're getting a deflated number because of that fact. And like when you look at it, the reality is they've had a really tough schedule over those last 6 games. Their 4 losses were against the Kings, Oilers, Knights, and Panthers, and they beat, Utah and Philly. So this is definitely a game that is not in that like top tier of teams. This is a bit more of a step down from them. So I would think theoretically, even though their play hasn't been great, that this would be more of a bounce back. Sucks that we won't have Gustafsson here, which would have kind of pushed me over the edge to definitely play this Wild number at this point. But he is still, Guerin confirmed yesterday that he's still going to be out through the weekend. So I don't know. I probably will end up on the Wild at one point or another. I just want to see if this number keeps falling or what. But I will probably end up with the bet on the Wild here. Yeah.
Okay. So not right now, but throughout the course of the day here, probably. So Money, do you have any bets right now?
Yeah, I do. I think Wild. I did bet the Wild. I didn't get the best number in hindsight, but I'm waiting to see if I'm going to add on them. I think Moretto had the right idea here. Waiting. I wish I got a better number, but I showed the edge and I bet it. I have them up to minus 135. Goaltending is a concern. Utah does take a lot of money, generally speaking, especially earlier in the day. Would have been nice to get Gustafsson in goal, but it's not going to happen. Minnesota just doesn't generate anything right now. They've completely hit a wall. I do like the under here as well, but I think that if Minnesota gets their offensive game together, a game against Utah in this situation would be the way to do it. So I did bet the Wild. I think we're fine to play it now if Moretto's okay with it. But
yeah, I say we can if you want to go at that 122.
Yeah.
Well, we can double best bet it there.
Yeah. I did bet them already, and I do think this might be they're the better team, and and their price is deflated because of the recent offensive production as well as not having their starting goaltender in there. So, I think we're getting a discount on them.
So minus 122 is what we have for the money line. We'll lock that in. Do you want to also go on under here some money in this one?
No, I'm gonna pass on the under, even though I do think that's the right side. I just I think that I can see a possibility here where Minnesota can possibly get right offensively in this game.
Okay. So as of right now, stay off of that for people. Don't jump in there. Minnesota minus 122 money line. We do grab though. For today's show, continuing on for the games here tonight, the final one that we got to get to on the slate, and then we'll get to our anytime goal score parlay. Colorado, Anaheim. The Avs here tonight minus 250, Anaheim plus 202. Plus 202, 6.5 the total, minus 106 over, minus 114 under here. So Money, I'll let you take the lead here on this one. Another West Coast team. You going to be watching it? Are you going to be betting on it? The Anaheim Ducks here tonight against the Avs.
I'll be watching it for sure. I know Moretto is probably betting on it. Now that it got to 6.5, The Colorado is an under team. I think Alex is right about that. They are much better defensively. Um, I just want to see if we have goaltending confirmation there. Yeah, I do like the under 6.5. Anaheim, they did play well defensively against Winnipeg, but a couple of games before that, they were trending the wrong direction. So in the end, I'm probably going to stay off this game, even though I do like that under 6.5.
And Moretto, is there anything for you in this one?
You were right that I do like the under 6.5, but I am not betting the under 6.5 because I just don't. I don't trust Anaheim defensively still. Their goaltending is really good, but like I just haven't seen any sort of consistency or strong enough defensive play, especially against these good teams. I know the Winnipeg game, but like even the Winnipeg game, they could have given up a lot more than they did. Like the penalty kill's kind of bad too. Colorado does a lot of damage on the power play. I do think Colorado is still very much an under team, and I do like their unders, and I will keep betting their unders. But like this is just one of those spots that I don't think I can do it, and we'll have other opportunities to get on them in the coming games. But this is just not one of them.
Okay, that's it for our best bets here today. And then Carolina, Washington, under 6, -120. Caps, money line, +122. Blues, Panthers is under 5.5, -105. We've got Wilds, money line, -122. For the Habs game here tonight, we were close to a best bet, and then somebody came in and said, nope, I'm going the other way. So we don't have a best bet on that one. But what we do have is so money on the over between Montreal and Detroit at 6, and Moretto on the under there in that one for those wondering at home. That'll do it for sides and totals. Let's get to our anytime goal score parlay here now. I don't even know who the players are, and I feel like this is the one. It's Friday, it's the holidays coming up, and it's just good vibes. It's the chat was active here. We're getting a bunch of variations of players. I'm seeing guys that I know I like, you guys like. I know that Sam will like here as well. So let's get into it here, and we're going to start with Gunnar says Line. I know Moretto was on under there, so money's on over. It doesn't go in as an official play. So if we just...
He only needs one shot on net for that.
Yep. One power play, and that's it.
I'm down
we
for
have
that.
Line. So money?
No, I just get rattled whenever I see Slam Deal's name in the chat. Like I already have his team winning the division. Like, just like, what else do you want?
What more do you want? Yeah, seriously. Line 210 is what we've got on FanDuel right now. Fine, we'll put that one in there. There was another line A here from Connor as well. So there you go. So double on line A. He goes in as the first. This is the one I figured was going to be an auto. Warren Daly says McMichael anytime goal +240.
Yeah,
Sure.
There you go. McMichael is in 250 on FanDuel. That's the second one here tonight. Next up, let's go Matthew Tkachuk. So these are, we got 4 remaining here in the chat, and we're getting more sent in as we go through. So Matthew Tkachuk, Mangiapane, Jordan sent a bunch here, Tarasenko, McTavish, and then Rob says Nick Robertson. Really? Really?
Right, they're trying to ride that hot hand, eh?
Oh, there you go. Insight
here.
sending a TD score. Patrick, anytime TD. Okay. Kachuk, Mangiapane +550, Tarasenko +300, McTavish +400, Robertson 550.
Do
interest you?
Yes. How many do we have right now? 2.
2.
I like the McTavish one.
Okay, McTavish in. So
that's
money.
3.
Any of those other ones stand out to you?
Not really. I do have a note on one of these games here coming up. but I'll get to that in a bit.
Oh, okay, I see. Kachuk, Mangiapane, Tarasenko, Robertson. We only need Notre Dame -6.5. Yeah, there you go. Notre Dame alts minus 20.5. So
Do
money
I
looking at.
do I get to throw one in here and keep that's
Yeah,
that's three
yeah.
days in a row now. That's Russ got it for us last night. So we had Terry the night before and then Line the night before that.
Yeah, what
Russ
do you got, Moretto, to close it
Russ
out?
got a couple. So I got two and I don't know which one I want to give now, but let's go with the Wyatt Johnson.
There we go. Wyatt Johnson against the Rangers is plus 220. That'll close this one out here if we want to stop at 4. Our anytime goal scorer parlay tonight will then include Patrick Laine, Connor McMichael, Mason McTavish, and Wyatt Johnson. Those are your 4. $10 on this here tonight pays 1,700. What a way to go into the weekend that would be. $10 to pay $1,726. McMichael, McTavish, Wyatt Johnson, and Patrick Laine. Those are the 4 anytime goal scorers. As for what we have sides and totals, quick recap here. Carolina, Washington, under 6, -120. Washington moneyline, +122. Blues, Panthers, under 5.5, -105. And finally, Wild's moneyline here, -122. So those are tonight's best bets. We appreciate everyone who tuned in. Looking for Saturday plays, Saturday picks, make sure to follow us on Twitter at EdgeworkHQ. Follow us on there. We will tweet them out tomorrow before the games get kicked off. So Money Moretto will certainly send them. Albert, that depends on what the score is tonight in this Rangers Stars game and if he happens to be near a bridge. So that'll be dependent for tomorrow. What do you got here, So Money, before we leave?
Okay, so couple of notes. I don't know what my schedule is going to be like next week, but Tampa Bay is on a back-to-back at home versus Florida and in Florida on Monday. That game in Florida Monday night, if it's Johansson, Florida might score 10 goals in that game. So that's something to keep an eye on. Tonight, love Connor, but I did play Indiana +7.5. It's obviously gone, but hopefully that game ends at 7 then. And then what I do like, and I did bet it just a little while ago, was Tulane +10. That's the one that is gonna cash today.
All right, there you go. There's your non-NHL picks of the day. Appreciate everyone who tuned in.
I was going to say we will be back on Monday. Monday and Friday next week. Just 2 shows next week, Monday and Friday. No games, obviously, on the 24th, 25th, or 26th in the NHL.
Oh, shit, I forgot
So there will be no show on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, but there will be a show Monday and there will be a show Friday. And I think Friday's show will be a little earlier. It'll be at 10 o'clock Eastern start because Hit the Books, I think, is going at 11. So we'll try and segue us right into Hit the Books from Edgework first day back. So, yeah, we'll be back Monday and then again Friday.
Connor says, Zach put me down as head-to-head for So Money in both those CFB games. All right.
Uh-oh. Add it to the sheet.
Add it to the sheet. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in here today. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys back here on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time for more picks and previews. Enjoy your weekends. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck on your bets.